Today I'll be showcasing some new colors from Altenew and making the two cards you see here. I'm also using a really fun suite of one-go products, so to see these cards come together, stick around. That video is coming up next. Here's a look at some new colors from Altenew that I am going to be working with today. I love a good purple set. This is a lovely collection. This is called the Highland Flora collection. This is called, I add these stickers myself, the Altenew Vintage Study. And this lovely set is Altenew Tranquil Reflections. And it's a very warm gray set of inks. Love to have a good warm gray. And if you're wondering about my swatches, I've started swatching my inks like this because it's easier for me to see a couple things. Number one, how is it stamped solid, right? How does text stamp? And then I do a little ink blend to see how the color shears out. I have a video that walks you through all the products I use to do this, and I'll be sure to pop a card up right there for you. All right, let's get started with creating. The products I'm featuring on card 1 is this beautiful collection called the One Go Briar Blossoms Die. What's great is you have a stamp that's going to stamp all of this at once, then you stencil, then you die cut, and then if you want, you can add beautiful texture to those blooms with this embossing folder. So let me get set up to stamp first. First thing I'm going to do is just place my stamp right in the center, trying not to distort it in any way. And I will pick this up, flip it over, and I'm going to just condition it really quickly with one of my stamp conditioning erasers just to get that coating off from the manufacturing. You really only have to do this once. You can also just, use your fingers. I just have the eraser, so I use it. Get that right into place, and I'm going to be using Altenew Obsidian pigment ink. Now, I am going to have to let this dry, but I really did want to have a nice inky look, and I'm going to leave this stamp in the stamp wheel so that if I want to come back and stamp it again after I have blended my color, I can. Okay, so we're going to flip it and pop this down, and I will give this a press with my Chucky tool and lift. That actually looks really, really good. I think I'm just going to clean this off. And again, I'm leaving everything in place so that I can come back and stamp it again after I'm done. And actually, when I have a big stamp like this, I will often just bring in some stamp cleaner and my scrubber. It's just good at getting pigment ink off if you care about getting your stamps really clean. Also, this little pad is Velcroed on, so you can buy extras and you can wash them and dry them and just stick them back on. All right, good to go. And then I will also wipe off some of that cleaner. Okay, now I'm gonna let this image dry a little bit. Just gonna set it here. Probably I can hit it with a heat tool, but I don't feel like doing that. Sometimes I just want it to dry on its own. So I'm gonna grab some green inks that I can use, and I will proceed in just a second. Now I'm going to start adding color using the coloring stencils. And all you have to do is get them lined up until everything is perfectly aligned. Just wait till you see everything kind of snap into the right place. And actually, I may be shifting these a little because I may have stretched my stamp a bit. I'm going to take some tape and add this because it's not going to hold on its own. So I need to make sure that I hold my stencil, and I may do a little shifting. Well, I don't know, that looks pretty good actually. But I'm going to use my new colors, and so we're going to take some of this Thistle Floret, kind of swirl it around a little, and you know what? I'm taking this sticker off. For a while, I was collecting stickers for my brushes, thinking that I would be able to have a brush for every color. That is not realistic in my space currently. So we are going to have it be lighter in the center. So I'm going to be adding this little thistle color. That all looks really good. Like it looks very lined up, so I don't know what I'm worried about here. Like that. And that. The cool thing is we do all this at once, right? We get all of these colors and you do everything at once and then you cut them all out. And that's the magical thing. Okay, so there's the center. I feel like, yeah, I could do a little light at the top here and a little light at the top here. And a little goes a long way on a brush sometimes once you get it going. Like that. I think that's good. All right. First color laid in, and I'm going to get the next color, but I actually think I might, well, no, let's try Alpine Heather. And I'm going to come in from the outside, and that's where I was a little concerned that I wasn't perfectly lined up here. So let me do this one first. And again, I'm using the same brush because I'm not going to go back to a lighter one. And we're going to come in, start off the stencil a little, and start blending around the edges here, like that, to kind of get that little darker bit. Now, if you go off the edge of the cardstock, no big deal, because these are all getting die cut. And so you won't see anything up there, so don't sweat that. And sometimes if you leave a little light, like white area, it can really add to the look of dimension on your petals. That doesn't mean you have to, always leave it stark white. I may come in a little here, just kind of connect that side maybe a little bit. But I'll keep working this ink in just to get some dimension on the petals. And I don't think I'll show you all the petals. I'm going to do one, and that's going to give you the information you need. But I am going to take the even darkest color, let me get a smaller brush. I'm going to take a brush that did have something tan on it, and I am going to bring in a little of the Wild Orchid and put this right on the edges like this, just to really deepen that up on the edge. See that? So we've got that mid-tone, and now we're just coming in here like that, right on that edge. Now, if you want, you can always go back over that white area a little bit, right? Just a little, but this way it's going to have a really glowy look to it. Yeah. Like that. And I also will do a little bit more of the Alpine color here at the base, and repeat for these as well. So we're just kind of going to do the same thing on all of these little flowers. I will do that off camera so that you don't have to wait for that blend, and then I'll come back when I am getting to the leaves, just to show you one of those as well. All right, fast forward and the blooms will be done. So I've finished my flowers, and you'll notice sometimes I'm terrible at placing down my stencils, and that's okay. You can fix that with a white gel pen after the fact, but I'm going to wait and see what happens once everything is embossed. But now I have to do my leaves, and I am not 100% sure yet how. Oh, I see. There you go. I can do all these leaves at once, and we'll get that lined up, and then I will add the color to the leaves. And I'm going to use a couple greens from, let's see, what collection is this? Jade Dreams. This is the Jade Dreams collection. I looked at one of my swatches and thought, I think this would look pretty with this particular color. So I need a brush. Whenever I grab a fresh brush, I just kind of go over it until it looks mostly clean. And then I'm going to pick up my color. And we'll just come in here and add this to the whole leaf, kind of fading it up a little, and then I'll darken it with the next color down and a smaller brush. And I'll repeat that on all the leaves. That. And then I have a smaller brush here. Well, actually, I can just open this and pop it over here for the Mossy Meadow and just kind of deepen that at the base. Just so it has a bit of dimension and life to it. And I will repeat that for all of the remaining leaves and stems. And now that I have all of the leaves done, I'm going to add a little honey drizzle to the center of these flowers because I think that purple and yellow look beautiful together. All right, and that is the blending. Now we're going to reveal this loveliness. Oh, it's not really taped down that well. And now all I have to do is cut it all out. And actually, I don't think I need to, what's the word? I don't think I need to stamp it again because I think the black looks really good. However, I think I am going to clean up some of the areas that I screwed up. And here's how you do it. You take yourself a little gel pen, and this is only if it bugs you. Now, sometimes it does bug me. Let me see if I can get this flowing again. The way I do that, a little spritz of alcohol, and then I rub and clean the tip, and it usually works quite well. But you can, if you want, you can just go over some of those edges. You just have to be careful that you don't get the black lines. So maybe I do want that black line back in there, but it works. And again, I'm not the world's best stencil aligner, but I can do that and clean up the edges as desired. Now, I'm going to have to let that dry before I cut it. So I'm going to finish cleaning up and then we will, well, maybe I will stamp it again and then cut it. Now that I've kind of cleaned up what I want cleaned up, I think it's going to be fine as is. Now comes the fun. Well, actually, here, I'll show you. I'm going to line it up first off the magnet because you want to see through, make sure that everything looks about where it should be. And then I'm going to place this down, take a look around. I think that's good. It might be a little high there, but I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. Even though it's magnetic matte, I still like to tape it sometimes. Let's see what happens. All right, we lift and we pop out all of our die cuts. So, oh yes. See, and I feel like even my messiness is going to be fine because once you have the texture put on here, I don't think anyone's going to notice. Oh, that's just lovely. And see, now you have all these pieces at once, but we're not done because I am going to do the embossing folder as well. So these all pop out. And then there's also like little, oh, not that side, a little center to pop out here like that. And that is all of the beautiful cuts. I love it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to emboss the details. So what you want to do, where it says the title of the folder, you're going to open it up. And we are going to place the pretty side in there. Now I'm only going to do, let's see, I don't think I'm going to do them all at once because part of me is like, you know what, I'm just going to do a few and make sure that I get them exactly where I want them. But I am also, well, let's make sure we got that looking right there. I'm also going to do tape because sometimes these things will slip. I hate when that happens, but what you can do is you can get your bloom lined up. And in fact, well, let's see. I'll show you the easiest way that I do it. I like to look through and make sure that I can see it perfectly lined up in here, like that. I pinch it, and then I tape it. And that way, it slipped a little. I got to get it back up. Easy? Possibly. But that's what I'm going to do for these. I'm going to get it perfectly lined up this way. Slide you up, bring you down a little like that, and up a little. Now pinch, tape, and tape. That's what I'm going to do for all of them. And then I'm going to run this through with one of my magnetic plates, and then you can just double check it like that. Yeah, that looks good. I've got a clear plate, a magnetic plate, and a metal shim. That's the right tension for my machine, so I'll show you how it looks. And now, when you take them out, they have beautiful embossed texture, which is going to give these flowers a little more detail. You can kind of see it more on the back there, but it does definitely give them something else. And I will do the rest of these exactly how I did it, and then we will arrange and create a beautiful card. And here are the 2 cards that I made featuring the products I used today. I did do an extra one of these and 1 extra leaf because I needed more. But this is how this new color, which I don't even think, did I use all of them? I think I only used the first 3 here. But what a beautiful set of color. And again, this is what I like to do when I get a new color, is apply it to a couple different designs, use some beautiful products, and create some really lovely cards so I get to know this color. So let's do a quick design review for both cards. Bringing in my rule of thirds here, and we can point out what is happening on the design. So here you can see that most of the design is shifted into these 2 columns, and specifically in this upper corner, with the greeting providing a balance down in the lower right. That's pretty close to being centered right there, but I kind of like that I left room to add some of these beautiful gems. These are just the gem sparkles from Altenew. They come in many beautiful colors. And of course, we do have the little spatter coming down that picks up the black stamping here and the black in the whole image in general. I like how this balances. I like having a little bit of open space here at the bottom, and I like that nice margin. It's a little less than half an inch. Is it half an inch? It's close. Not quite, but it really creates this beautiful frame, and then having the pieces here extend out on these 2 sides makes the bloom feel more expansive. For the second card, I wanted to go with a landscape design, and again, when we drop this down, we also have that 2/3, 1/3 composition. So most of what we are seeing visually is in 2/3 of the design, with the greeting anchoring down at the bottom. We have our repetition elements again with our color, the black ink, the spatter, the black greeting, and then of course those cute little gems sprinkled around, just like we had on this card as well, creating a nice little visual link. And those are my cards for today. I hope you will check out some of the new colors and have a play as well. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so please hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows to recommend it to other crafty people. Here is another video you may be interested in checking out, and I will see you in that clip. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.